Hello and welcome to KennyRoy.com. I'm Kenny Roy, and this is the Ask Video Mail for the week of November 12th, 2012. Welcome to the site to all you new members, and welcome back to the old members. The Ask Video Mail is your chance to get your question in character animation or performance answered in a video just like this one, but I need your question if I'm going to answer it. So please send your questions to webmaster@KennyRoy.com. I go through all the questions and I answer the ones that I think will help the most people, and there's no such thing as a stupid question. And of course, it is the best way to get the most out of your subscription here on the site. It is CTN week. I am so stoked. In a few short days, I'm going to be going over to Burbank with the rest of you and meeting and talking about animation in this amazing event. And if you've never been, I am so happy that you're going to be going. If you're going, and you're going to have a great time. There's nothing I could say that would improve the time you're going to have anymore. You're just going to get immersed and have a fantastic time. Remember, I will be at the Animation Mentor booth on Friday the 16th between 4 and 5 p.m. Walk right up to me, say hi, introduce yourself, and we'll hang out and have a great time. You can bring your demo reel, I'll take a look. Whatever you want to do, just come by the booth between 4 and 5 p.m. and we'll say hi. I'll also be around all weekend, going to a couple talks myself, just soaking up all I can, meeting with some colleagues. It's going to be a fantastic time. So CTN is right around the corner. I will also be giving away promo codes for something special. Haven't quite decided on what it's going to be yet. It might be a free 60 days, or it might be a free download from the store. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but please, again, try to find me, come up to me, and get your promo code for that free stuff from CTN. Look forward to giving it away. And it's always a great time, of course. So after that, we have Autodesk University. Don't forget about that, autodeskuniversity.com. I am on track to give my presentation on mass entertainment, which is my basically overview of new ways to produce content on your own. If you're interested in making a short film, it's a great course for you to attend. So check out autodeskuniversity.com. I think that is it. Of course, as I've been talking about how crazy busy my winter is going to be, and we're almost like in the thick of it already. So as things happen, they get put behind, and I have less and less announcements. But so is I guess that's just the way it is, isn't it? So let's take a look at the question. I really like this question. It's a simple question, but it has application to everybody's animation. So I think you'll get a lot out of it. Take a look. Cool. Well, I'm glad this question was asked, and it really emphasizes how similar our craft is to music. And if anyone has played music in their lives, they pretty much understand these concepts very, very, very simply. And they apply almost one-to-one. But if you've never played music, or even if you have played music, but you haven't really connected the dots in terms of how we can create some visual interest in the movements that we create on screen, then this video mail is really for you. I'm going to go through them one by one. Rhythm is basically how we feel about the progression of the motion. It can be fast, it can be slow, it can be staccato, it can be very very rolling. But the rhythm is like the overall feeling of the motion. Okay, just like in music, how a rhythm might be fast if you're playing like merengue music, right? Dun, 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 right? Or it might be really, really slow if it's like, some sort of like orchestral, grandiose, symphony piece, right? So that boom, 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 right? Those are two different rhythms, all right? And we talk about rhythm in animation the same way that we do in music. Basically, if there's a nice rhythm to your piece, it means that you're using all the rest of these things, like phrasing, beats, and accents. You're using all those things put together to make it so that the rhythm is appealing, okay? So there's so a 4/4 rock beat, right? A 4/4 rock beat is a rhythm, but it gets very tiresome, right? Right, so like you can listen to that for a certain amount of time, but eventually it gets uninteresting. So we add little accents to it, right? Fills and like rim shots on the upbeats, those kinds of things that kind of give us that auditory interest, but the same thing applies in animation. So you can't say like, oh, add rhythm to this shot. Every shot has a rhythm. Whether it's appealing or not depends on your use of your phrases and your beats and your accents. Okay? So let's talk about the next one, phrasing. What is phrasing? Normally a phrase is like one idea, one antic, or one thing that is like a started and then completed thought. Okay, so you might have 2 or 3 phrases in a single shot. If someone enters the door and opens the door, enters and closes it, walks over to the countertop, and then puts their bag on top of the counter. The way I just described it really just described the 3 phrases of that scene. And when I've given the advice for you guys to do 2 or 3 second shots, and just practice them over and over and over and over. Just start a new 2-second shot every single day and just bang them out every single day. That's because once you realize that your shots need to be broken up into phrases, then you'll realize your 9-second shot is just 3 3-second shots. And you bang out a 3-second shot in a day. So this 9-second shot that you'll get in production, you can do it in 3 days. And that's a great pace for a feature film. Not bad at all. So that first phrase where the person opens the door and closes it, and then walks over to the countertop, and then puts their bag on top. Those 3 phrases, okay? Those 3 phrases are going to kind of dictate to you what you want the rhythm of that piece, that shot to be, okay? So you might decide, okay, well, I want them to be very high energy and enter quickly and close the door quickly, and then realize, oh, I'm just home, there's nothing here that's very exciting, and then kind of drag their feet over to the countertop, and then end with like a big kind of like build up and then plop with that bag. So the shot might end up like, bust through, close the door. And then, oh, well, I'm just home again. And lift, plop. Okay, that would be an interesting rhythm, all right? Because you made that interesting rhythm. It's not just even, right? Here's the opposite of that interest, right? Here's the even performance. Dude, I'm going to break everything down by the time I'm done with this video mail. So, open door, go through, close door, walk to countertop, take out bag, put bag on top, right? It has none of those swings and those holds and then the releases and the build and then the hit, right? None of that rhythm is in there, okay? So when you break up a shot that you're working on, the first thing you probably want to decide is, what are the phrases? And this will be something you do automatically in your head. If you take my advice about doing 2 and 3 second shots, your brain will just automatically break it into the best phrases that you have. And then you can adjust the speed and the beats and the accents, which I'll talk about right now, to make that work. Beats. Beats are every single moment that you have to, there is the opportunity and the potential to accent it, okay? So when the person closes the door, I finish that close of the door, and I can hit a pose that's super strong, and I can hit it and stick it. therefore accenting that beat, or I cannot and just skip it, okay? So he can just close the door and walk by, all right? Or he can boom and then walk by. You see the difference there? It's just close the door and just smoothly go into that. Sometimes people say, director will tell you, add a beat or hit that beat, okay? But normally if they say add a beat, it means add a hold, and if that movement was kind of unemphasized, emphasize it so you go into that hold, and then we're holding on something that's super strong, okay? So you hit that boom, that beat, okay? And the beats determine the rhythm, okay? So there's beats in a phrase, just like there is in music. There's beats in a phrase, all right? And then that phrasing and the beats will determine how your rhythm is feeling, okay? And then accents is kind of self-explanatory now that you know what the rest of those are. Accents is when you actually use the visual contrast, either going fast into slow, slow into fast, okay? Or a contrast in the size of things, so small into big, okay? Or broad into small, okay? So you use those 4 types of contrast to accentuate a beat that you have. Now you can't add a beat just anywhere. Remember I said it's the places where you have the opportunity or the potential to add an accent or not, okay? So, you know, if you add a beat right there and then he's starting to, you know, like take that first step towards that countertop, there's no way you can, you know, add a beat like halfway from him taking that step. That's not a beat. It's those moments when, normally when you hit your key poses and your very strong in-betweens, but not just like at any frame, okay? So I didn't think I was allowed to show stuff, but it turns out I can show, if I show under 30 seconds of something, then it's okay. So I'm going to show you just like 20 seconds of Michel Gagne's award-winning film, and if you haven't seen this, what's great about this is that for me it perfectly connects the concept of visual beats and phrases and accents with audio beats and phrases and accents, okay? So it's called Sensology. It's amazing, and look it up on YouTube when you're done here, and watch the whole thing. But just take a look at this, and I think you'll agree. Wow, that is some amazing stuff. So watch the whole film. You'll really, really enjoy it. And yeah, so just to summarize, beats, phrases, accents, and rhythm are all the ways that we use contrast, and we use basically the rise and fall of energy, same way as in music, to create visual interest on the screen. And you should be thinking about this. This is not like stuff that you add once you get really, really, really good. You know, this is definitely all stuff beginners and intermediate animators should be thinking about as well. Thank you for the question. Again, welcome to all the new members. I'm sure there's some people from CTN who have just discovered this site. I'm glad you're here. Please take a look around and take advantage of all the programs that we have, the affiliate program, testimonial reward, and referral bonus that you can get for just bringing your friends to the site. I'm glad you're here. Please stick around. Good luck with your animation, and as always, rock on.